We are here with Sarah Trahern, the CEO of CMA. Thank you so much for being here.
It's a delight to be here with you, as always.
I'm honored. So this is your 13th and final touring awards as CEO.
It is.
What's going through your mind right now?
Oh, I mean, it's so ironic. We were supposed to do this event in January, and then the ice storm happened, and we had to make the last-minute decision to pivot and move it. And in some ways, it's so much more appropriate for us this year to be here on the eve of CMA Fest, honoring the people who help us take the music out to the fans year round. So I think there's an excitement kind of to be like, the rest of the week is crazy.
Yeah.
But for tonight, we're going to be together and I'll be present and celebrate what makes the behind the scenes part of the business so special.
Was that the initial thought of starting this 20 years ago?
Gosh, well, we originally had the CMA or the SRO, standing room only awards, and then it kind of went by the wayside. I mean, certainly we all know that without the people from the tour bus drivers to the bus drivers to the backline engineers to managers, publicists, agents, the fans around the country would not get to see it. So I think as a trade organization, us being able to figure a place beyond the CMA Awards themselves. Like on our wall, our mission statement says one of our key parts of that is honoring excellence in the genre, and we honor it by the CMA Awards and Lainey Wilson winning Entertainer of the Year last year, Zach Top winning Top New Artist, but we also and the creation of the Country Music Hall of Fame. But we also need to honor those people who bring that music to the fans, and that's what tonight's all about.
And coming from the touring community, it's so appreciated because, again, we're wearing black, we're behind the scenes for a reason. We don't need the spotlight, but it is nice to get that recognition.
It's one of my favorite things about tonight is that people bring their parents.
Yes.
They get to be seen by that. They get to be on stage and accept and thank their husband or wife for all the nights that they've been alone because the person's been out on the road. And that's what, to me, makes this actually one of my favorite parts of the awards that we do each year, because it really is, the people appreciate it so much.
What's your favorite memory tied to the touring awards?
So over the 20 years that CMA has done, that was now the CMA Touring Awards, it's evolved. It was 10 awards originally, 10 categories, and now we have 20. And some that we just created in the last few years, one is the Tour of the Year Award, Crew of the Year Award. And the very first year, it was won by Chris Stapleton. And what I loved is it has a big trophy. I'll get you a picture. A big trophy. And they take it with them. The year that they won, they took it with them everywhere. They're taking it Saturday Night Live. They're taking it overseas and having it backstage. And so on occasion, we would get pictures of the trophy in different places all around the globe.
Wow.
And that to us meant so much because it meant something to them. And now it's put the bar up so every other crew that's won Crew of the Year is like, game on, man.
Oh, yeah.
And then last year or the year before, we created the Unsung Hero Award. And to me, that's also special to be able to say to someone who's the behind the scenes that is busy running around, like, I see you. Your peers see you and honor you with this recognition. And to me, that's one of the most special awards that we'll have tonight.
It's always the most lovable people in that unsung of like, oh, yeah, we all know. They're running around.
I know. All of the nominees are so deserving.
Yeah. So congratulations on an incredible run with CMA. What did you set out to do when you joined the team?
I think one of the things that was important was to help stabilize the organization. They'd had a number of leaders change over the 10 years before I came on board. So really try to give the staff a group to be able to know what they could depend on and then flourish. I'm really proud of the fact that we've grown and professionalized the staff over the time I've been there, and just really excited to see what's ahead.
Because you come from a crazy background in TV and live production. What was your first gig?
When I was right out of college, I made commercials for a firm that I'd interned with in college. And then that, at the end of the election year, that went away. And so I freelanced, as everybody in the business has done at some point. And then I became a producer at C-SPAN in D.C. covering politics. Spent about 35 weeks on the road. The first time I covered a presidential campaign, very much like the people here.
Yeah.
on the road due, and I'm glad to be on the other side of the camera.
Yes, except for right now.
Except for right now.
That's our mission right there. What advice would you have for the next generation of leaders joining our music community?
I think, two things. One is I always think it's a wonderful thing about us because everyone who follows this crazy dream is passionate about it. Mm-hmm. And that means we don't give ourselves breaks very often. And so some of that is to not always be so hard on yourselves and realize we make mistakes. You learn from it and you move on. I mean, I remember the time I first stopped a tape when we were live on the air and it went to black for, half a second. And I'll always remember where I was sitting and all those things. And in the end, 35 years later, does it even matter?
Wow.
But I also think as leaders, it's really important to be present, to listen and understand where your staff and your team is coming from on any sort of P&L, whether it's a production, whether it's the CMA. People are the biggest expense. And if you don't pour into the people, you can't expect to get the returns back.
Right. And that's why you guys have an incredible internship program and academy. And I mean, you guys have done so much outreach. So a lot of people might think of CMA for CMA Fest or the awards for the artists. But what does CMA do?
CMA is a 501c6, which is a trade association representing the music business. And we represent all aspects of the music business. So people may think that we're primarily about artists, but actually our largest membership category is touring personnel, the people we honor here tonight.
Incredible.
And we have managers, and we have business managers, and we have Spotify and Apple and radio. And, about any category that works in the music business, we have it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you want this chapter, this 13 years with CMA as CEO, what do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, gosh, I've been so lucky. There's so many things that have grown during my time here and that we've gotten to celebrate milestones. So this year we celebrate the 15-year anniversary of the CMA Foundation. I got to be a part of 13 of those years.
Wow.
10 years of our Music Teachers of Excellence event, something that I think will go generations into the future. Since I've been in the chair, we've got to celebrate the 50th anniversary of both CMA Awards and CMA Fest. This year we get to celebrate the 60th of awards. So in the end, I think I will look back on being able to be in the chair for those milestones just helps mark a great period of time.
So what's next for you?
It's so funny. Since I announced my retirement at the end of the year, I've gotten offered full-time jobs. I hope you're okay with this, Sarah. And I'm like, this is my choice. I am very okay with it. And I promised my husband that for 4 months I would not say yes to anything. And really, my goal is to be present and enjoy time and be able to travel. We've pretty much planned the first half of the year up pretty solid, and then I am definitely going to be back here next year at CMA Fest, cheering on our team, particularly as they unveil CMA Fest in the new Titan Stadium. That'll be really exciting. So I get to be cheering on the sidelines, and I'm really happy about that.
Enjoying it.
Yes.
And not walking 10,000 million miles a day.
Well, and the other thing is to go back and see shows just for fun.
Yes.
I got into this business as a fan, and that's how I'm going to leave it.
Well, I'm honored that you gave us the time and interview for this because I know what an impact you've had on CMA just by being a freelancer working with CMA. Honored to know you as a freaking powerhouse woman in Nashville. So
well, I'm proud of you and your vision and where it's become. So more gigs to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here with Tiffany Kerns, the SVP of Industry Relations. Tiffany, congratulations.
Hello.
20 years.
I know.
Wow. So this is the 20th year of the Touring Awards. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think for me in particular, there is like this happiness, but there is also this reflection of this is exactly what the trade association is supposed to do. We are supposed to show up for all of our members. We are supposed to celebrate excellence. We are supposed to make sure that everyone who is in our industry feels seen, feels valued, feels heard. And there's no better way to do it than to pull everyone together in community and celebrate them. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're going to do tonight.
It's a beautiful night, and it's even more beautiful in the Pinnacle. This is the first time it's in the Pinnacle.
Yes.
Moved from January. It's in June. At the same week that you guys are all running around doing fest.
CMA Fest, small festival happening.
How is it working with your team of putting on both of these, massive, massive events?
Well, I would say it's no different than the teams that we're celebrating tonight. Their artists are also performing this week. So I actually think we all have this shared understanding when we see each other, we're in it. We're in it. So it kind of, I don't know. I think that it actually has added this ambiance of we're in this together, and what a good industry to be in.
Why?
Look at how we look out for each other. The country genre in particular is so unique in that way. Community is incredibly important to us. But I also think when you think of the touring personnel and by the way, that category and tonight what we celebrate crosses beyond just touring. You have publicity, you have the bus driver, you have manager, you have, I think for us though, all of these individuals are what makes things like CMA Fest happen.
Yeah.
And the fact that we get to, again, be with each other this week, I actually think is the best way to kick off an incredibly big 4 days. But I would also say that we've worked really hard since the pandemic to make sure that the touring personnel knows that we're showing up for them. I think that was something we learned through that very uncomfortable 2 years, which was that we need to lean on each other. And we also need to be thinking about how we have a pipeline to also develop the next generation of employees and personnel. And so I think this gives us a way to celebrate those that are currently in the business and also showcase to those that have aspirational goals to be in the business. I think we're doing a lot of different things in hosting this event tonight.
Yes, I want to talk about that. Why would someone who wants to get in the industry be a member, and why would someone who's already been in the industry, has a lot of connections already, want to be a CMA member?
Community, community, community. I think that what we have learned is everyone is craving unique connection. Everyone is craving the ability to be seen, to be valued. Everyone, and by the way, this is not just touring, this is society as a whole. Humans are craving connection in ways that I think we have to pay attention to. So we're especially mindful in a community that can sometimes be isolated by sheer nature of what they do in their careers. So it's even more important that we say, please join us. Let us walk with you. But I think it's not just be a member for community. Let's educate you. Let's make sure that we're introducing into someone new. We have a touring mentorship program. Let's make sure that you're bringing that next generation along. But I think we all have a responsibility when we are in this industry to carry it forward. It is not just what are we doing today. It is what are we doing today to set us up for tomorrow. And I think that, again, we can just say it's an event, but the reality is it goes far beyond tonight. It's a 365 responsibility we have, not only as a trade association, but as a touring community as a whole.
That's amazing. What is something in the last 13 years you've been a part of CMA, which, by the way, you and Sarah, 13 years, both.
Yeah, crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Says a lot about the org. In the 13 years you've been a part of the Touring Awards, is there a moment that really stuck out to you?
Honestly, I don't know that I think that there is one moment in particular, but what I will tell you is I love when you watch someone win it for the first time.
Oh.
I think about a mandolin, Lainey's manager when she won it, and Meg, her tour manager. Whenever you watch what they are experiencing, again, what they're experiencing is being seen.
Yeah.
And being admired and appreciated by their peers. There is nothing that is, I think, more gratifying than your peers looking at you and saying, you deserve this. And I see you. I see how hard you are working. And so I think that's the part that stands out to me, is that it is the peer group going, you deserve this. And when you watch someone get it for the first time, I don't think there's anything like it.
So this is peer nominated and peer voted, right?
Correct.
So can you tell me about how that works?
Yeah, so we are going out to each of the categories of membership and encouraging them to vote based on the area of expertise that they are in. And I think, again, that makes it very unique. You are being voted in and looked at by your peers who know what you do better than anyone else. So it's not a fan, and it's not even members who don't understand what you do. So again, when I say peer, I really mean your actual peer doing very similar work. And so I think that is what is so meaningful about it.
When you look back at your work so far with CMA, what is something you are most proud of?
I think one certainly is what we've done in the mental health space. Again, acknowledging what we all went through as part of the pandemic, having a moment to actually reflect and say to each other, admit to each other that we need help and we need support. Again, it's the only way we're going to move forward. So I'm very, very proud of what the organization has achieved with those efforts. And those efforts, by the way, are ongoing. That wasn't a project or a moment in time. We have made a commitment. It is a priority for our organization. And so that is incredibly fulfilling. But I would say the way that we are approaching mentorship as a whole, whether it's touring mentorship or Women's Leadership Academy, CMA EDU, we understand that as an association, we have this responsibility to make sure we are bringing up another generation. And it really is a responsibility. The music industry is so fickle, but it's also really hard to understand. And if you don't have the privilege of having someone in your family or a friend being in the music industry or going to Belmont or MTSU or Berkeley, you may not ever even know that this is a possibility. And so I do think that it is incumbent on us to build these little communities, to create aspirational moments for our next generation, to teach, to educate, to inform. That is what centers an association and brings value to our members. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, is just to see us continue to strengthen and bolster what we do for the people we serve.
Wow. What do you hope that the attendees of tonight at the Touring Awards take away?
You know, I say this with any of our events. I want people to walk taller. I want them to be really proud of the role that they individually play in our business. So whether they're getting an award or being showcased, I want them to see the potential in themselves. And I also want them to be really proud of the work that happens in our industry day to day.
Lastly, how do you become a member?
Girl, it's easy. You can become a member by going to the website, calling our organization, emailing our organization. You fill out a form. You meet membership criteria. It's $100 annually. We have done everything in our power to make it accessible.
Yeah.
So if for some reason you cannot meet the criteria to be a voting CMA member, we have another tier of membership, so that way you can at least be in community. So we have tried to foolproof it as best as we can, but it is very, very easy. All you have to do is get in touch with the organization.
This is going to be a beautiful night.
Thank you so much.